Hey guys, good day. Hello, how are you all? Hope everyone is having a great day. Here, at least in the Netherlands, the weather is amazing, and we are very happy to have this live AMA again with you guys. Hoping for some cool questions. But yeah, happy to be here, and I'm gonna go through some of the updates on the roadmap,
Yeah.
and
And yeah, so hello everyone. So apologies today for the camera, so I will not be able to have it, but like super happy to be here. It's been a while that we wanted to do this AMA. Lots of updates. We saw lots of questions from the community as well for the product. So really happy to be here. Some few things that we'll announce as well. So I hope this will be exciting, and we are looking forward to have all your questions. So yeah, so let's go.
Yeah, so today it's about the roadmap updates, and the 2022 roadmap is gonna get the focus, and let's get this going. Just to get started, we wanted to also take some time to reflect on the past few months. First of all, numbers of our communities they keep growing on the different social channels, and we're very happy about that. Thank you to everyone that's part of this amazing community. Thanks to you, of course, that we are here, and thanks to you that we keep on growing, and the engagement is amazing. I mean, and we constantly see people helping each other when there is a question, and yeah, this gives this positive vibes resonate really well with us.
Mhm.
And yeah, from the past few months, I mean, we keep getting featured in top tier media, and this underlines the fact that we are doing we are going on the right path. This attention is very good for the ecosystem that we are building, of course. Very positive for the participative and inclusive ecosystem that we are creating. Media is picking up on that more and more, and better media all the time. Very good
Indeed.
developments in that sense.
Exactly, indeed. So, like the fact that we have like a huge presence in the media, this is very important, and our profile is starting to be known. We are lots of media they want to speak with us, and I think this is really important, specifically that the mission that we have. I see, for example, Mahatma he said, "Please don't share the same presentation." It's not the same presentation. We are basically like giving overview. It's always important to start with an overview, and like for everyone, because some people knows already this, other people they don't know. So we believe that it's important to show this overview, and these are very important information, specifically on all the media attention that we are having. So yeah, so if for you is the same, it's no problem. I think it's really important to share this again and again and again, because being able to be like have a really good media profile, being on top media, being able that people speak about us, I think this is absolutely important, specifically for us as a company that want to be the gateway, compliant gateway for institutional and retail to DeFi. So I hope you understand this, Mahatma.
And of course, the we have to expect the fact that there will be new community members joining today that haven't seen maybe everything yet from our live stream AMA so far, or read our blogs. So it's important to repeat these things from time to time, so that everybody can have the same kind of information, right?
Hello,
Uh,
Dr. Doom. Happy to see you here. Mashid as well, Detroit. So super cool to see some lovely faces.
And yeah, with regards to partnerships, I mean, we've keep on working on adding valuable members to our ecosystem, high-profile partners that all have their place in the ecosystem. Some of them from the past few months, some of them a little bit earlier. Few very exciting ones. I mean, they're all very exciting. But the CV Labs one, is a very important part to mix our ecosystems, and will be of incredible value along the way. It's already starting to create value in that sense. Even just from the network, it opens up. Um, so Peak as the Internet of Things one, very, very important one with a lot of traction from traditional industry, crypto industry. Very amazing team working very hard and very cool synergies.
Mhm. And also to add it on Dix, like Peak, maybe some of you heard about them, others they don't heard about them, but they have huge ecosystem in Germany. They have the biggest backers in the crypto world, but also in traditional world, with partnership with the automotive, the decentralized charge, and they have huge companies that are building on top of the network for anything around decentralized charging, which is absolutely amazing, and we are really happy to collaborate with them. They will be, and of course they are having their Parashan, and they just launched their EVM, but also they will support Inc, which is important to us. And speaking to Inc, a lot of heard about Super Colony, our partners, which they have actually developed OpenBrush, and OpenBrush is the equivalent of Open Zeppelin to make development on Inc very easy. And we are working on them with them on funders and the decks, and we are one of the really I would say most advanced companies that are having almost the products that will be live actually, and we are releasing on the testnet on A-Star. So all this, like, we will be able to speak more in detail with. So because as you know, we want to be blockchain agnostic, but also we believe on the different ecosystems, creating this ecosystem of ecosystems. And Polkadot, we believe on the tech that they are building, and also like the potential that it will have. And this is why we are strategically also building on Inc. So, and we will be able to share more news about Inc like super soon.
Yeah. Like Rachid say, we aim to be blockchain agnostic, so that's a very important step. The smart contract ecosystem, based on Rust, for this is a very good and healthy one. So it's a very sensible step in that sense, and we'll have this. We aim to have this for all our products.
Mhm.
Yeah, and we've been on several high-profile conferences. We have been in the top 50 of the CFVC, so we can see that we are doing. We've been taking more seriously over the years, and it's increasing all the time. So it's very, very happy to see this all the time. Now, for product updates and developments, it's good to highlight a couple of special things with the NFT protocol as a special one that deserves some extra attention to start with.
Yeah. So many of you heard us speak about the NFT protocol. I saw a lot of question. We spoke a little bit about it when we had like the last release on Funders blog. And actually, the Funders protocol, the NFT protocol, is really new protocol that is managing everything just with NFTs, because we see NFT more than just GIF, but more than that. So, and I will just show you sneak peek of the documentation that we are having. We have the last few months a huge focus on this one, because we have many products, and a lot of questions is how these products are connected. And this is exactly, I would say, the glue that is connecting all our products. So let me share my screen. So do you see my screen?
Yeah. There.
Perfect. We will share this documentation soon with you guys, but basically here we spoke about what is the NFT layer. So it's really important to know that everything for us, it will be dealt with NFTs, because we can code properties, restrictions. It can basically I would say, be the presentation of anything we want, and specifically for us, for our products, but also for others, that they can use them for their own use cases. So everything that we have here. So let me go to the introduction. So here, as you can see, so we have, for example, the 721, and then what we can do, the map, the tokens, the owner of the address, the token ID and approved statue, and so on and so forth. And the perk NFT is basically what it's the representation of the let's say is the avatar. It's like it can present me or you or Matthijs. It's basically the one that will encompass everything inside. And here we have, we will have, for example, we can map categories. The categories, it could be, for example, DEX, funders, SSLP, or it could be any use case. It will have basically properties and restriction. Can I do this depending if I have this or this? In terms of restriction, for example, can I have access to whitelisted pool if I have done my KYC or not, or can I have access, for example, to this specific investment if I have this reputation, and so on and so forth. We can add properties, we can add restriction, but also what is really good is that this global NFT, it will have inside what we call child NFT. So we are able to attach and detach the NFTs. For example, if you have, let's say, your NFT that represents your avatar, your persona with the wallet, for example, and then let's say you stake it, for example, ALBT, and you want to sell like the ALBT, but they are locked. So you can detach the NFT that represents this amount of ALBT staked. You can put it as collateral, or you can sell it, for example, if you don't want to wait until the end of the lock. For example, we will be able to have like some use cases where imagine that you have provided liquidity into three tranche on Uniswap. You have put 10,000, then 1,000, then 2,000. You will be able basically to represent each amount of that you provided into different NFT. So imagine that, for example, you have 10 pools, and each pool you have put three positions. You are able to detach this child NFTs and construct baskets of NFT. So you will be able to have baskets of multiple positions, and it will create like absolutely endless opportunities. And in this documentation, what we want to do is we want to speak about, because gamification is very important, and this protocol is completely agnostic. And here we took the case of World of Warcraft. Maybe some people they know World of Warcraft, others they don't know, but we wanted to show how this NFT protocol could be really game changing in the gamification also, and not only in DeFi. So here we go like through just like the first time user experience, the game, the character progression, the question phasing and housing. So basically all the things that maybe you are aware of, the inventory and equipment, and so on and so forth. So we will share this so you can have like all the details. But then how we can use the NFT protocol for the tokenization of World of Warcraft. So we have basically the ownership and the representation. We have the characters, which is, for example, let's say the avatar. We have the inventory, and this is what I spoke about, which is the NFTs inside NFTs. We have the user account, which is basically the global account that will hold everything. And then you can imagine that you will have, for example, the properties of gold, which is the currency, like ERC20. You can have the swords and like everything around the arms. You can have the potions, and so on and so forth. And basically, here it's the account, the perk NFT, and then you can have like all elements that you can basically sell, put as collateral, attach, detach, and this it will basically like more your avatar will grow, more you will have like more weapons, more potions, and so on and so forth. And I think this is absolutely huge because you can represent any game, you can build it just with this NFT protocol. So any game that you think of, you will be able basically to build use this NFT protocol. And there is something that we call property managers. So property managers is the protocol is completely agnostic, and anyone will be able to build his own use case. And this is what we call the property manager. You will be able to code your property manager. You will add properties, restriction, or multiple property manager if you have a complex case in the gaming or in DeFi or in real estate or whatever case. And then you will be able to deploy it, and it will be basically connected to the NFT protocol, and it will be able to be used. And one use case for us is, for example, funders, because funders, everything is with NFT. So you will be able to have your investment, if there is loan, borrowing, how much have you paid, how much have you staked, and so on and so forth. So this is what we have working on the last 4 months. It's absolutely like an amazing product. We are really looking forward to release it. So we will be able to send it for audit next week. And hopefully in the next 4 weeks, it will be, so normally in Q2, it will be live with multiple use case, and anyone will be able to use it. So we are really excited about this one. You can ask us a lot of questions about this, so we will try to answer. It is new. It doesn't exist in the industry, and it can basically like target absolutely multiple sectors, multiple use cases. And yeah, the team has done absolutely amazing job about this.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's important to point out that this is developed with use case agnostic behavior in mind. So, I think it's very, very good to show that even when you think of a use case like a game, it's possible. but it can be also used for something related to DeFi. It can be so wide. There's so many industries that can utilize this, and even our future protocols will utilize this NFT protocol because it makes it easier to create things that are very hard to develop otherwise, or will take much longer, or maybe not even possible at all. And thanks to the NFT protocol, we can finally enable this, and it makes development of future protocols easier, so we can develop more features faster for a lot of our products. Which means that we can further drive ALBT because of this. So it's a very important development, very cool milestone. Team is doing has done and is doing huge job in this respect. Very, very, very cool. Very proud of what the team has done so far. And then, of course, we have TIDV coming in Q2 22, and this is very important. And I see that sometimes it's still not very clear for everyone that what TIDV really means. Like, it's something with KYC, but what is it exactly, and why this is such an important protocol that we are working on? Because TIDV, trustless identity verification, it's meant to prove that you have a verified identity without sharing your identity with just anyone, with just any third party, unless it's like strictly necessary. And this is proven and agreed upon that this is the case. So that means that you have control over your privacy. You don't compromise on your data, and you can still participate in compliant products. And this is really huge because of multiple reasons. Because identity verifications will become drastically cheaper. This is actually kind of a problem in the market, especially for startups and mainly fintechs, but also completely outside of the crypto or finance industry. There are companies that have to do some kind of verification, but they have to pay like $5 or even $20 for a single verification in order to perform it correctly. And we will drastically reduce this thanks to TIDV without compromising this privacy data. This will enable startups to have more compliant products out there, be able to go to market faster thanks to TIDV. And every TIDV verification is, of course, utilizing ALBT. So this will drastically increase the utility of ALBT in this case, especially because it's not just thanks to the integration with our products. It's the integration that it offers to any product in different industries out there. So very cool.
And I just want to add something to see also. A lot of our community also try to see, because it's not like always easy what we are building. It's not easy basically to grasp, but also people say, okay, you have this product, this product, this product, how basically they are connected. So let me give you like one example. So the NFT protocol, anyone will be able basically to have his perk NFT, which is the NFT that represents him, okay, and all what he's doing in the DeFi space. And then this NFT, it will have a property which we call the KYC property. Okay, this KYC property, basically it will be even verified or not verified. If you go through the trustless identity verification, your perk NFT basically will enable this property. Now, when you take, for example, institutional, they cannot come to Uniswap, or they cannot come, for example, to some of the decentralized exchange or yet because of the compliance. So basically, and this is what we saw also with Aave Arc, they have like built one only for institutional, because institutional, they cannot come to Aave. So for us, normally we will be able to have institutional, DeFi, retail, and anyone participating in the same ecosystem. The only difference is, imagine that you are in decentralized exchange, and then you have whitelisted pool where it's only institutional. You have pools where you need to be KYC'd, and you have pools that are open basically to anyone. So it will be completely open, but the only restriction, if you want to enter to a whitelisted pool, you need to have the property KYC verified. If it's verified, you will enter. So we don't need basically to separate institutionals from KYC, from retail. And this is where we see the future. Everyone will be able to be on the same ecosystem, but just it's kind of role-based access control, which is really important. And this is where you can see the connection between this trustless identity verification and the NFT protocol. Also, like
Exactly.
Matthijs,
Yeah.
yeah, also as Matthijs said, in terms of monetization. So everything is done by the user. The user will be able basically to do his KYC, own his identity, but then he will just give access. And anyone that is accessing to the identity of the user, they need to pay for it. So there will be percentage that is going back to the user, which is absolutely important. And this is, as Matthijs said, it will drive even more the utility of ALBT, which is absolutely important. And
Yeah.
this is where you can see the connection between between all these products and between how the NFT protocol will be able to be the glue with all these products, but not only, also with others like a product existing in the space. So this is why it's amazing and it's really important. It took a lot of time. It's not easy product. So we have done some promise back. So we send a message because and from now we say always under promise, over deliver. And the technology that is being built is new. It needs to be audited because there is like really in terms of data we cannot basically like have data leak, and we need to be 100%. But
Yeah.
when it will go out, actually it will have really huge potential to be able to be one of the factors that will open this compliant gateway between both the institutional world and the retail world and DeFi.
Yeah, well, I think what set us apart from others is that we are not ones to rush things to market to be the fastest with something, just to find out a couple of months later that there's huge security leak and that funds are at risk.
Yeah.
So we
Just
take
to
all the
answer
precautions.
Yeah, just to answer to a question of Mahatma, actually, this is very good question when you say DEX without KYC. Indeed, the DEX, it will be open to everyone, actually. So exactly like you see with Uniswap, exactly what you see with Bancor, Balancer, and so on and so forth. The only difference is later on, you will have within the DEX, you will have normal pools where anyone can have access, and then you will have whitelisted pool where you can have, for example, institutional, or whitelisted pool where you need to have a KYC people in order to be to provide the liquidity. So if you are not KYC and you don't have your trustless identity verification, basically you can access to the normal pools. But if you want if you are verified and basically you want to access to some whitelisted pool because you need to be KYC, you will be able to do it. But you will never ever share your data because the data is your ownership. So this is also what is good about this. So really an ecosystem where you can have all participants and anyone choose what he want to do, given basically his restriction and what he want to achieve.
Yeah, this is. And don't forget that it's the DEX is an open protocol, so it's not necessary to have compliant pools. You can everyone can create a pool and participate in it.
Exactly.
Yeah, here it's specifically for the compliant pools, of course.
Exactly. And for example, Raj, he said Aave Arc. No, Aave Arc is absolutely not competitor for many reasons. Aave is yield protocol. Aave Arc is a permissioned network where you have financial institutions that will be able basically to lend and borrow between them. Okay, so it's permissioned, it is only for institutionals, and it's really specific use cases. Okay, so for us, we don't compete with them because what we are doing it's suits of product and infrastructures where anyone can leverage either to use them or to build their product on top of them. This is why every single product that we are building, we will have SDK that will be, or API that will be shared, that will be able. So like you can see us as like the AWS of DeFi, where you will have modules, blocks, and you can either use the product that we have delivered, or you can build your own product on top of the infrastructure. So
DeFi
yeah,
is a service, guys. All right. Then next on the list is the data tunnel, which will have an MVP out on mainnet on Q3 2022, which means it's on multiple networks, as always, blockchain agnostic. And the data tunnel, it's going to be a participative, inclusive ecosystem around data, the new data economy. And we aim to achieve something that even when you are not a hardcore data scientist, you will be able to participate and add value in specific ways. We will have, before it goes live, we'll have extensive documentation coming out so that you can read up of where we will stand with the MVP in Q3 and where we are going and why this is important, why this is exciting. It's coming out with some set of features in the beginning, but it will grow into something that will be very exciting, will serve multiple purposes, and will play an important role in the entire ecosystem. Of course, all focused on the utility of LBT as well, because consuming these data sets is in you need LBT for that, and this LBT is distributed in a royalty-like system in a fair, transparent manner through all the participants of the data set that made it, in the way that it was. So very exciting developments upcoming there with a brand new UI, similar to the DeFi terminal or Almas UI. So the products there are coming together with regards to look and feel, which is very good and important as well.
Yeah, just want to add also like about sometimes lots of people ask in terms of like data monetization, what does it mean, which data, what is the use case. So maybe we can give you like a simple use case, like why data tunnel it's like a really important product in the space. So maybe some of you use Geo Analytics. Maybe you can spend a lot of time basically to build some queries, specific queries, to be able to get specific data, DEX, NFT, yield, whatever. Okay, and then you can construct basically like some financial data based on the query engine from Geo Analytics. Then you will be able basically to have like this data set, which is like kind of CSV file that you can download. Okay, and then you will be able basically to have it on data tunnel, and then others will be able to have access. They will be able to query, maybe they can build analytics and so on and so forth. So there are lots of use cases that could be done. It's not just like the data, like of course data it means everything and nothing, but here you can have specific use case where people will be able to use their knowledge to be able to have value from some of the products which they can monetize.
Exactly.
So
And it's not just, earning money from putting data there. It's also, being able to earn money for improving the metadata of an existing data set. So it's not like a data set is there and it's done, and we go, for the next one. But, a very important part of the data tunnel is that we achieve the highest quality of the data and its metadata. And this is through the participation of the community that can enhance this metadata so that it can be more useful, especially when we look in the future where we can combine different data sets and run queries on top of that. And this can be thanks to enhanced metadata. That is thanks to other participants in the ecosystem that share revenue in the data sets they helped enhance with.
exactly. And I saw one question from Kimo, which is, could TIDV help with hacks? This is a really important question. So, for example, we see that like there is like surge in terms of insurance protocol, and we will see more and more basically companies that are dealing with insurance, and we are seeing also some amazing fields in insurance and reinsurance that are starting to pop up. For example, what we call the parametric insurance and so on and so forth. So, by having TIDV, you will be able basically, of course, to prove that and if you link it, because TIDV it's linked to a wallet. So if you do you verify your identity that you will link with one wallet or like many wallets that belong to you, and then you will be able to prove that this wallet is belong to you. And if you have insurance, then you can basically it can give you protect you. This is the first one. The second one also your question something pop up in my mind is a lot of people ask about what we call the MEV if we will be protected. So MEV it's what we call minor extractable value. Okay, so it could be like from arbitrage, basically lots of different things. And actually the NFT protocol is when you have if you want to participate into, for example, SSLP or DEX or whatever, you will be able to mint your perk NFT. So if you don't mint, it's free. You will not be able to participate. Now, let me take just one example, which is a front running attack. Okay, so if, for example, someone do a front run attack on in our DEX, what will happen is that it will be captured, and it will have like a, if first one, if a bot don't mint the NFT protocol, the perk NFT, he will not be able to trade or to provide liquidity. This is the first one. Imagine that the bot, for example, they have mint the NFT, the perk NFT. What will happen later? So if he do like front run attack, they will be basically a trigger that will put a restriction. So he will be completely forbidden from doing the same thing. So this is also that the NFT protocol with the TIDV and without even the TIDV will be able to protect in a simple manner on many things, on many attacks that are happening currently on the DEX or YID or so on and so forth.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah, and finally for the SSLP, we've been speaking a lot. It was a lot of developments. We have finally finalized the smart contracts, and we are doing a lot of back testing and stress testing to make sure that everything is work, because we need to take into account how the matching algorithm work, how the impermanent loss will be optimized, and we need to do a lot of simulation. The quants and the smart contracts and engineers, they are doing amazing job on this. We will start the audit next week, and then we will be able also to build the NFT protocol with the specific what we call property manager, which will be linked to the SSLP. And this is what we came to the example I gave earlier. That imagine that, for example, you have $10,000 or 10,000 ALBT. This 10,000 ALBT you want to split between ALBT ETH, ALBT USDC, ALBT USDT, or maybe ALBT BNB. Okay, and you will be able basically to have the global NFT that represents all your position in all pool, and inside this NFT you will be able to have like child NFT that represents like a specific position into a specific pool into specific DEX, and you can even have a child of child NFT, which will have like one, like if you have provided, for example, 3 position into the same pool, you will be able to have these granular positions, and then you can construct like this kind of baskets of these different child NFTs, which you can have as collateral, which you can basically be able to sell, which, and it will open huge opportunities. So now that we finalized the protocol SSLP, we support like Uniswap and all the fork of Uniswap. We support Balancer, and we support even our own DEX. And then we will build the SSLP property manager, and we should be able to release in Q2 as well.
Yeah. So these are some important and new product development updates. Now we want to go over important products and the updates within them from the last couple of months, and where we are going. So don't worry, guys. We will get to the DEX and funders really. Just a product that's already been around for quite a while right now, and is doing very well. It's onboarding new clients continuously, with a lot of locked liquidity, locked tokens. It's and is being continuously developed on still. One of the things that we've done previously, it's releasing what we call the v2.1 version of Almas, and nobody noticed really what that brought, but it was a very important architecture change that was necessary in order to create a v2.2 release. And why is this v2.2 release so important? Because it comes with completely new smart contracts that will make it easier for some specific projects to participate in Almas. And this means that we will have more layer 1 networks participating in our Almas environment as a client, which is very cool. We had our first layer 1 client glitch added recently, which is going really well, and we see that there is more and more interest from additional layer ones to lock their native network tokens on their own network, to lock and increase liquidity on their native network. So these are important developments for Almas. Also this thanks to the NFT protocol, we will support NFT staking. which is going to be a very exciting developments because opportunities can be huge. Like one of the small things that you can think about, like in the metaverse, you have a piece of land, you will stake it, and when you stake it, you actually, instead of earning tokens as reward while staking it, you can, for example, increase the amount of square meters of land in this NFT. So this could be one of the use cases that you can enable, thanks to the NFT protocol, thanks to NFT staking in Almas. So exciting developments there. The payment portal is already active now for a while. That means that every project that wants to use Almas can onboard themselves, and they have to pay with ALBT in order to create liquidity mining campaigns and single-sided staking campaigns.
And also, just to maybe to add something, also like we call it Almas, so liquidity mining as a service, but actually it's much more than that. Given what Matthijs
It's not correct.
exactly has explained, so like we need to call it DeFi as a service, because it will have
Yeah,
like everything around DeFi, from liquidity mining to staking to single-sided staking. You will be able basically to provide your liquidity that will be split into multiple pools, into multiple like decks, into multiple chain. So it will be basically the go-to tools and products to be able to leverage all DeFi into one single platform. And this is why it's absolutely always in continuous building, continuous release, continuous integration with other chain, with other protocol, and so on and so forth. So like it's really like every time we are doing release, every time we are enhancing it, every time we are adding features, and this is like this product. It's much more than just liquidity mining. So see it as DeFi as a service.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. This is the DeFi terminal. It's the website URL, right, where you go to client name.defiterm.io. Makes more sense. Yeah, Almas doesn't do the product right. Absolutely. Yeah, and it's cool to see. These clients, they keep on coming back, extending campaigns, creating new campaigns, making these campaigns part of their ecosystem, which is very huge to see. And then we have the bridge. So we have added support for new networks. Some that can be highlighted are Arbitrum, Optimism, which means that having these additional networks added to the bridge ecosystems means that there are more ways to hop from network to network, because it's not just a one way simple bridge where you can bridge from Ethereum to Binance Smart Chain, and then if you want to bridge your tokens to, let's say, Avalanche instead, you have to bridge back to Ethereum and then Avalanche. No, you can just keep on hopping from network to network. So each new network that's being added as support will, drastically increase the possibilities of this ecosystem. And for now, we're focused on EVM compatible networks, but of course we have the non-EVM compatible networks supported as well, which is some of you might say maybe that's not so special. There are bridges out there that go from one network to another that are not EVM compatible, but don't forget that these are designed on centralized principles, and our bridge is designed based on decentralized principles, which means that it will always be the network of validators. There is not going to be like a centralized exchange kind of bridge where it's just a database update and the tokens get unlocked somewhere and there has to be a treasury. This is not the case. We have really here the decentralized way of bridging, regardless of the fact the network is EVM compatible or not.
And also to add in terms of like what is coming on the bridge. So like next week we will be able to deploy like our teleport messaging protocol. So it was successful audit, and on top of this teleport, which is basically being able to bridge the data, which is absolutely important, that we will help us to build many use cases. And the first use case is to be able to bridge the NFTs. Now, like there are not a lot of bridge that do NFT, but even those that exist, when you bridge your NFT, it's static. The problem is if you are basically on the gamification in the gaming industry, and you have your avatar grow. So if you bridge, for example, your NFT, you need basically to be able to have the evolution. And this is where the teleport messaging, cross messaging protocol is very important, because all the metadata on the source chain will be bridged to the target chain, which mean that you will be able to have you will see your NFT that is bridged, even if it's on the bridge chain. It will be basically also growing, and this is very very important for the gamification. And we have been speaking with some of the companies in this field, and this interests them. And in terms of the roadmap, we will be able to transfer our current ERC20 bridge into on top of the teleport messaging protocol, which is absolutely also a good milestone. Now, one of the questions that we see, why the bridge is not used widely? And actually, we've been reflecting on this. And one of the blockers is we have put the fees 1 ALBT. When you have a project that want to use this bridge and they want to provide it to their community, it's very hard basically to just buy 1 ALBT to be able to perform the bridge. And for this reason, on the next release that we are having, that all the fees will be paid with the native currency of the chain. So if it's Ethereum, it will be paid in Ethereum. If it's BSC, it will be on BNB, and so on and so forth. Everyone will have basically the native currency in their wallets. Otherwise, they cannot do transactions. And underneath, all the fees that are basically paid to be able to do transactions, they will be swapped to ALBT, because the validator are working only with ALBT. So this will open the doors that anyone will be able to use it. And the second thing is that we are having a full SDK that will be open source as well, where any project will be able to integrate the bridge to their product. Now we give them the opportunity to be able that the fees are paid with their own tokens, which increase other projects the utility of their tokens, which mean it will be used by their community. But also underneath, everything will be swapped to ALBT as well. So it will with these changes that we have made, it's very important because it will open the bridge to be used widely. Okay, and we want it to be the standard of the industry in terms of bridging.
Yeah, and indeed there will be a new UI. I know that the UI looks outdated for some, and they want a fresh UI. It's absolutely coming. It's gonna be like the UI for Almas, so means easier to use, more modern, fresh, good looking, and easy, fluid usage of the bridge in general. And of course, the DEX, the long-awaited update, I guess.
So Mahatma, I saw that you've been asking for the DEX since earlier. So now we are speaking about the DEX. So I hope you will be happy. So lots of people were waiting for the DEX to be end of last year. And there was miscommunication because we were speaking about the test nets, and actually we had to be I would say more specific, and this will change in terms of our communication. And then we said that we will be able to do it in Q1. We had lots of development. We could have released the DEX before, but we would have basically a simple front end. We will not have all the I would say the features that we are developing now, because our DEX is really complex. It's new AMM. It has never done before. So we need a lot of testing to be able to simulate what is the slippage, to simulate how much we are minimizing the impermanent loss, to be able to not have all the vector attacks. So it took lot of work to be able to have this version of the DEX, and then we have sent it to the audit. So I can tell you now that we have received the first report of the audit, and that we are sending all the correction next week. So in terms of smart contracts, we are ready with all the features that we want to add. Now we are focusing on having the SDK, because the SDK is absolutely very important in order for anyone to be able to use it, if they want to do liquidity mining, also all the things that we see with other DEX, and also the front end. So I can tell you now that we will be able to have everything to start testing second half of April, and we will release it on May. So I can say it now in this AMA that the DEX will be released on May. Okay, and here we are absolutely certain with all the features, including the treasury contracts, including the fact that later on people will be able to do strategies, and also, of course, after we will be able to integrate as well the SSLP. We will be able to start on Energy Web, and then Polygon and Avalanche, and we will work on whitelisting tokens, of course, whitelisting project in the beginning to be able to attract liquidity. Once we attract liquidity, we will be because more we have liquidity on the pool, the less slippage we will have, and the less weight we will be able to provide, which means that the less impermanent loss, because this is the objective at the end. We have built our own the whole DEX in order to optimize impermanent loss more than 60% of what is happening now on the industry standard, and this is really the value proposition. So, for example, for Energy Web, we will be able to have pairs between ALBT and EWT. We will have ALBT USDC, EWT USDC, for example, and so on and so forth. And then we will also provide a huge incentive. Now we will do also huge community votes, because we have as a lot of people ask us, if we want to attract liquidity, we need to have the right incentivization for the community and to attract also other liquidity providers. So if we want, we need to have the right incentive. So for this, we want to provide 100 million ALBT in terms of incentive for the next 4 to 5 years. This 100 million ALBT, we wanted to provide it from the nodes token, because the nodes we will not have them now. We have said that the nodes will never go into circulating supply, but in order to do this, we will need to have a community vote. This community vote, we will be able to provide we will take all ALBT holders. All ALBT holders that will have more than a certain value, they will be able to have three VALBT, which are votes to be able to vote, and the second tier it will be 2 votes, and the last tier it will be 1 vote. So if we gather enough votes that are positive for us to be able to unlock the nodes in order to do this incentivization program, we will do it, because we want to attract liquidity. If we don't have enough votes, we will need to find solutions with our community. So I would love to have your feedback about this, because it's very important. And having the right incentivization to provide to bring all liquidity provider, I think this is absolutely important. So this is where we are. Happy to say that in May it was a really long journey, not easy. The teams have done an amazing job, from the quant to smart contract engineer to smart contract developers to front end. So it was a really amazing journey. And yeah, we are really looking forward to be able to show our decks. And so this is where we are.
Yeah. And the DEX SDK, again, like Rachid mentioned, is important so that the DEX is integratable in other products as well, not just ours, but from other projects out there. Which will make the DEX more attractive to use the DEX to have the liquidity pools there. So if we provide the right SDK with the right functionality that's easy integratable and well documented, then there is a higher chance that it will be used in many projects going forward, which is one of the goals, increases the utility of the DEX. So, and of course, we launched the DEX on testnet quickly with a layout that was forked from Uniswap. The DEX itself, the contracts, is absolutely not forked from Uniswap. Please, this is very important. But the front end, it looked like Uniswap with different colors, and although the whole JavaScript underneath was changed, this will be a complete new user interface that will come with the DEX on mainnet. So it will not be the current UI anymore. It will be a new, fresh, shiny UI, not the same what's been done before by all the other DEXs that copy Uniswap. We'll have everything from our own. So that's, for me, also very exciting going forward, because we'll have something that's really true to ourselves and easy to use.
So to answer some questions, so for Raj, do we have specific TVL targets or the DEX? So in terms of TVL, this is important, because this is how the DEX it will attract people. So our objective for the next 2 to 3 months to be able to reach as soon as possible the 50 million total value locked. And this is why the incentive program is absolutely very important. And then our objective in the 6 months to be able to attract between 150 to 200 million. So this is very important. It needs to have, of course, the support from the community, as well as the right incentives, the right economics, and I think this is absolutely important.
Yeah. I think we
Stefan, yeah, Stefan. So Stefan asked one important question. So if you use those 100 million ALVT for incentive, how will we get back those 100 million from treasury? So the 100 million are not coming from the treasury, okay? Because the treasury is done for the development of the company, of course, but also for the liquidity mining. So this is completely separated. The 100 million that I'm speaking about, it's from the nodes, because we have said that 150 million tokens of the nodes, they will never go to the circulating supply. Okay, at that time we didn't have the plan to be able to have a DEX. Now that we have this our DEX and our own AMM, we need to find the right incentive program. And this is why we want to have a community vote that will tell us if they agree for us to be able to use the 100 million out of 150 million from the nodes to be able to provide them to the decentralized exchange, and to provide this incentive program. So I hope this answers your question, Stefan.
All right. Let's go for funders, guys.
Mhm.
I think a lot to tell in that sense.
Mhm.
You want to go, Rashid?
Yeah, so funders, you saw a lot of release. We are really happy because we saw a lot of people testing, a lot of bugs. We are like working, and we will be able to release the end to end without the investment very soon with the integration of Moonbeam, which is a really important milestone to us, and we will be the first launchpad. We consider ourselves more than launchpad because it's a really ecosystem. It's the vision that we had since the beginning on AllianceBlock, and now that it's becoming reality. The good thing is that Funders is, I would say, the decentralized app, is the dApp on top of the infrastructure that we have built. And the good news is that like anyone will be able to build on top of the Funders SDK. In terms of the project, we have been pre-incubating really amazing project, which called Art Consortium. We will release like a huge blog next week. So on the arts and crypto space, we see lot of companies that are doing art, so digital art or physical art, but it's not really like a teams of experienced individual. So the project that we are having, that we have been following the last 6 months, they're not only involved in the biggest museum and art gallery in the world. They have top league team. They have like the product, so like, so it will be the promise that we have done to our community is that funders is giving access to the community to early stage projects, and exactly like what VC have access now. So the private sale will be able to be done in the next 2 months, but before, you will be able to comment on the project, to give your feedback, and more you give feedback, more you will increase your reputation and earn RLBT. So you will be able to participate into the project as well, and see what you and say exactly what you think. So this is absolutely important. So this project, as I said, it's absolutely amazing team, like people from like more than 10 to 20 experience in the art gallery museum. They are having like, we will have partnership with the biggest museum in the world, with the biggest art gallery in the world, and they will be able to have their products after the private sale. When they will be the public sale, they will already have their products. So this is something that it was for us very important, that when they will basically be public, they will have already their products working end to end, and they will really disrupt the art space, and not only the art, because later on there are many use cases. And we are really happy to be able to announce this project. So you will not find a lot of information about it now, but next week we'll be able to do like a huge press release about this project. So it's been 6 months working with them, pre-incubating them, making sure basically that they will have like they have the right plan. And we are really glad and proud to be able to propose this to our community and specifically get your feedback. Dua and remittance for Raj, yes, this is coming after. There are already 4 projects actually that we will have from and different, I would say, type of projects. And yeah, so this is also funders, like taking the best projects that will have value, that are building on top of our technology, because at the end, funders is not just launchpad. Funders is to be able to grow our ecosystem with quality projects, with quality teams, with like a brilliant idea, but at the end is building on top of our infrastructures, which will increase the usability of ALBT as well. So this is also why we consider ourselves not normal launchpad.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly.
So one last question for Mohammed. I saw that you asked it many times. Is the nodes? So the nodes we don't have, like the nodes will be ready once we have basically the infrastructure. So as you know, now we are focusing on the products. So there are lots of products that are being built. The team are doing amazing job on this, and the nodes. As soon as we have all the products, they are linked, and we start building the network underneath, and the which we need the nodes, then we can share. So it will not happen in 2022. It will not hopefully it will happen like the second half of 2023. So we learned our lessons. We will not basically like overpromise. So apologies if this doesn't answer to your question, Mohammed, but I can tell you that the node service it's not for now.
All right. So for the roadmap AMA slide, the information that we are sharing, that's it for today. We already answered a couple of questions, but I'm sure we can answer a couple more. So if anybody has a pressing question, please do not hesitate to ask it right now. Now's your chance.
So for Stefan, yes, this is the objective. So we will be able to provide the so it's like a prior the release of the decks. So hopefully during April, we will provide the Excel sheet with the how the 100 million will be used for the incentivization of the liquidity providers, and yeah, and then we will provide simple interface where people will be able to vote. So we will share with you the snapshots that we will take from all the ALBT holders, and they will receive automatically this VALBT to be able to vote. We will tell you exactly what are the tranche. Most probably, people between let's say one ALBT and 5,000, they will be able to have one vote. People between 5,000 to, let's say, for example, 50,000, they will be able to have two votes, and people that are more than 50,000, they will be able to have three votes. So we will check these numbers, but this is the objective, and yeah. So I hope this answered your question, Stephen.
Cool. And just one important note that we forgot to mention is that the updated roadmap, it's live on the website. If you visit that on mobile phone, it will be live a couple of days later. They're still updating the specific version of the mobile version that will be live on Monday. But if you go on desktop in the browser, you can see the updated roadmap with all the things that we've shared today. So exchange listing we cannot comment on, unfortunately. This is not something that we would proactively comment on or share information about.
Yeah, like for TIDV, so like we are now like finalizing the integration of all the modules, and the objective is to start the audit. So of course it will be normal audit because there are so like and also like everything around penetration tests, and we will have so smart contract audits. So and this product it's really important in terms of data, because like users, they will have their own data. So we need to be sure that everything is absolutely done perfect, so there is absolute no leak. So yeah, so we are targeting also like around toward like end of April, May, hopefully. So this is our target to be able to be done, but we will keep giving updates on this. But yeah, Q2 we will have like few things that are going, and this time we are not over promising. So we will deliver what we are saying here.
Yeah, and it's not, the products are delayed like individually because we didn't maybe know about certain things, or we had surprises. Also that along the way you learn things about the interoperability between products, and with these lessons learned, we want to create the right SDK from the ground up, that in the end is going to save us time when we progress on the roadmap. So we're doing a lot of things that make sure that all these products are going to interoperate together in a shorter term than maybe we envisioned later on. Because now, if you look at Almas, the DEX, the Bridge, all these SDKs, they are going to work together. in the next couple of months as well. That means that you can use the DEX on Almas, the bridge on Almas, and vice versa. So this all makes sense if you take a step back and look at the whole picture, right? So we are almost out of time. Is there any important question left? I mean, there were a lot of amazing questions already so far. Super cool.
So for the question for Mahatma, so for the traditional banks, of course, like when you say like it's we speak about institutional, it's access to DeFi through our infrastructure because we want to be technology provider. So we are not basically like a need to have to be regulated or to have FINMA or FCA licenses. Okay. So and of course, like even for we are exploring some providers to be able to have fiat on ramp and off ramp. So we are working on few things. Maybe we can provide this as well in because what we want at the end is to have everyone access to our services, and not everyone has MetaMask or others. So we will be able also to provide this fiat on ramp and off ramp. But this is for later.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
And this is, in the end, what is true. It's no mercy every day, but this is, I couldn't agree more. And the team, the team of AllianceBlock, all the product teams, so the developers, everyone that's working in AllianceBlock every day, every single day, is absolutely no mercy and working incredibly hard and doing amazing things, huge achievement, a lot of things that we are doing, as a first in the industry. So big shout out to them, and which is absolutely no mercy indeed.
Exactly. So for John, will DEX work on Ethereum? Unfortunately not. We will start with Energy Web. Then we will have Polygon and Avalanche, and we will extend to Moonbeam and other ecosystem. Included later on, our DEX will be the first DEX that is fully built on Ink as well. So we will be able to release it on A stars, on Akala, on other parachains. Why we cannot go now on Ethereum? It's because of the computation that we are doing at every transactions, and this can cost a lot of gas. So this is why unfortunately we cannot now, but we are looking for possibilities to be able to do calculation on layer 2 and execute on layer 1. As soon as we finish this research part, we will be able also to deploy on Ethereum.
All right. I think that's it for today. Huge thanks to everybody that was present in this AMA. Very very cool questions. If you have any questions after this AMA, don't hesitate to join our Telegram channel and ask us directly. Feel free to tag even me or Rachid, and we can answer anything.
Absolutely, and also like apologies, guys. We haven't been very reactive on Telegram because like before we were like always speaking. So it has been a really tough period. Lot of work. We had to deliver. We were really sad to see also the split of our community. The support, even some supporters basically started to doubt. So we had to work really hard. We had basically to be able to organize the company, hiring the right individual, focus on revenue generation, being able basically to provide like product that matter, that will have really impact on the space. So really apologies for not being like before. We will come back. We are like the next, our most important objective now is to be able to release on mainnet funders and DEX, because these are the two products that every single person on the community are waiting for. So thank you very much for all the patience, for the trust. You can always tag us, of course, and yeah, of course, like there are lots of things that we see that are not true, so we try basically to tackle lots of other things. And I hope like if you have any questions, please try to get the right answers. And yeah, so we are always here. Thank you, like as Matthijs said, for your huge support. We are here to stay. We are long-term projects, and yeah, we will never surrender. So absolute no mercy.
Exactly. And now it's up to us to show this. Let's talk more quality. We cut the bullshit. No mercy. We go. We deliver.
Exactly. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much.
Take care.
Cheers.
No mercy,
Bye-bye.
guys. Bye.